this week's Bunkai Strategies, we're going to take a look at the manji gamae or manji uke that we find in Heian Godan, Pinan Godan, and then in kata like Jion and lots of others. It's a very, very popular and common move. And one of the things that gets us distressed is when we hear that someone's coming in with oizuki chudo and blocking there, and this is a ready hand, it's not actually doing anything. Or vice versa, he's coming in with a jodan punch and miraculously I'm able to stop him without looking at him and maybe block someone else from over here. Now of course that leads us to imagine what the next picture is, because those two guys are just going to march all over you. So we need something that the move can do that doesn't involve it just being a posture for the sake of exercise. So, as you normally don't find it at the beginning of a kata, it normally occurs a long way into the sequence, into the events. So we think to ourselves that we're not at the talking stage of a confrontation. We're going to be much, much more involved. Now we could be slinging punches, but the chances are it's closed down to a grappling range. When that's happening, it's all going to be chaos. But there's going to come a point where you manage to slip your hand up here. And when you do that, you just lock your thumb in. And whatever it touches, and then you start to remove it. Now that has to instantly change its balance. Now that's not going to work if you start to lift your elbow like this. The elbow back there is just dropping this way while the hand's pulling up. And at the same time you take hold of something else and pull down. Now if I can get hold of this hand, if I can peel it off, then I'm going to turn it this way. Because now I have a counter torque while I pull this, and I'm just going to release this one here so that you can see where this is going. This is going this way, and this is pulling on his head the other way at the same time. Now, the reason I like to share this with you is because it doesn't involve grabbing. You know that in the middle of a confrontation, the last thing you're going to be able to do is use a little bit of digital dexterity. The fingers aren't going to work properly. So all we do is we take that blunt trauma instrument and make some blunt trauma with it. But you make contact and stay in contact. It doesn't go on and come off. It goes on and you pull with whatever you've got. Now if you can, you get that locked in nice and tight on a nasty little pressure point on the jaw, or perhaps up on the cheekbone, or perhaps up on the eyebrow, or perhaps the temple, or perhaps under here. There's so many places that are good that if you just clamp that on, it's going to get something good. If this grip is on solid, and you're going, can't get this thing off, what you find is that as soon as you do that, this becomes manipulatable. And as soon as you've got that for manipulation, it doesn't need a fine grip. It would be nice if I managed to, take one and do all this, but look, that's on, we're in here, that gets gone, and then you just pull, and you get whatever you get. Because you have to cope with the situation as it evolves. The point is to have something that you do when you get into here. Now, it might be that you just start slinging punches. That's cool because that works well. But you're always going to find that guy who's really strong in the body, and you're doing this and it's not going anywhere, and he's tossing you around like a rag doll. So as that goes on, you've got to be able to do something else. And if punching's not getting me there, if I'm trying to kick and I'm not getting there, then clamping on should get me a result. You say, well, he's still got his other hand free. Believe me, he's not thinking about using that. He's thinking about this separating and that separating. So that's why we like to use this posture from something that's in very, very close like this. And because of where it occurs in the kata, what you'll tend to see is that we're not talking about someone coming at you from 100 metres away and you're going to meet them like this. You're going to meet them and then you're going to do the move. So we don't want to be thinking to ourselves that there's got to be something happening that you block and then you add something to. We want an application that does the job completely for us. So I hope that makes sense. It's manji uke or manji gamae. The manji is the swastika shape. It doesn't have the connotations that some people put on it in the Western world. It would be reversed from what we usually see as the swastika for that Buddhist symbol, the manji. And it's really just the wheel of life. So it leads to it being translated in the Western world as things like snowflake block and all kinds of other weird things that people say about it. The manji is what the manji is, and it's basically sets of right angles. So you're looking at right angles here, right angles down into the legs, right angles to make your structure, pulling down. You take on something like the manji posture. So gamae posture or guard, or uki to receive in the manji fashion. And it would be in motion, it wouldn't be a static thing. It would be from there, you'd be moving on to do something else, but the next thing could well be another one of them just pulling out this way. So that's our application for this week. Manji gamae, as seen in a number of categories.